Stephen Mansfield, New York Times bestselling author and speaker.
Doug Tanaple, I'm the creator of Earthworm Jim.
Tweet groups.
I'm Victor Dweck.
Joseph Carter, I'm the Mink Man.
This is Dave Baker from Forged in Fire.
This is Leanne Morgan. I'm a comedian, and this is why you should never
Not ever
Don't waste your time.
Oh, you really should.
listen to those darling, yummy Reverend and the Reprobate.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of the Reverend and the Reprobate. Today, we are here with Mr. and Mrs. Reprobate and Mr. and Mrs. Reverend. How are you, ladies?
So good.
We are so glad you're here so we can shower you individually with our affections like this.
Oh,
With some flowers
love it.
because I love you.
Okay.
This is my wife, Heather. Everybody.
Hi.
Fun
fact, these are from our wedding. Yeah.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
How exciting. That is a fun fact. It's a fact I just found out about.
Yeah.
Hey.
I didn't know.
What else do we have for our guests?
This is my wife, Kirsten.
Yep, number one.
Yep.
First wife.
Truth. Have we told the story about my dad?
This is both of ours first wife. Well, let's start with the gifts.
I'm not your first.
I think we should.
Point.
I think we should explain that before we
I'm
continue.
your third at this point.
This is
in
true.
Life.
Okay. So my dad. I think we've told the story in the podcast before. My dad got me in a lot of trouble when he became a deacon at our church because he refers to my mom in stages, and they are his first wife, which is the woman that he married. His second wife, which is his wife after children. There was his third wife, which was the empty nester wife. The fourth wife, which was his wife as a grandmother. And now I think there could be a fifth wife, depending on whether or not perimenopause creates another wife. But I'm going to stay away from that one as much as possible.
Good idea.
Yeah.
We do have some things, though. You did mention for our lovely guests. Hold on, just a moment.
We do.
Let me grab something.
Awkward pauses.
Ooh.
Some
Pretty
lovely flowers for our
flowers.
lovely ladies.
Yeah, we have this lovely flower arrangement. But you have something as well.
I also have something.
Oh.
we got you both. Febreze.
Yeah.
You know how you
Purple,
like things
so-
that
Lavender
smell
Febreze.
Lavender Febreze.
Mediterranean lavender.
And,
Oh.
and it's,
That means it's got
The
less
details
calories.
are important.
and it's purple.
It is. It is purple, but
They didn't have a teal one that was lavender.
we're gonna
also.
move the flowers
Bora
because
Bora.
as we
Yeah.
discovered prior
I got one,
to
too.
all of this, the flowers are ruining our shot, so we're gonna get rid of them.
Goodbye, flowers.
Yeah, but this smells good.
You were appreciated while you were here.
We'll see you later.
Ladies, let's talk spirit animals.
Okay.
Kirsten, what is your spirit animal?
A mermaid.
Okay, I'll accept it. Why is it a mermaid?
It's
Because I love mermaids and I think that they're real and Lucas doesn't.
okay. So here's the thing: we
But
had
I want to be a mermaid.
well, you can. Is that your spirit animal? Is a mermaid?
No.
Mermaids are real, but they don't
So in
look...
this stage of my life, I feel like I would go more with like something that would fight, like honey badger.
You don't think mermaids fight? Have you not seen Pirates of the
Mermaids
Caribbean?
Totally
No, but,
fight.
like,
Yeah, or the.
No, but
have you
I
not seen
need
the
to
Little
be-
Mermaid?
That's my favorite cartoon.
Okay, well, what
in
do you
the
think
whole
King
world.
Triton has a trident? Do you think it's just so he can
Yeah,
dingle
but-
hopper his hair?
I do have a ding. Well, I used to have
So
one.
you think a fork was a comb.
She did that yesterday, I think. You said you wanted more forks for Christmas so you can use it as a dingle hopper.
Well, honestly, our kid is throwing away our forks. Let's be real.
Yeah.
We've got.
Uh-oh.
He has
We are
not
now
admitted
down
to this,
to
but
I think
they're
7 or
gone.
8 forks in the house total that we can find.
We had some roommates that used to do that.
Yeah.
He didn't want to wash them, so he said, see ya.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. He swears up and down it's not, but they're going somewhere.
Hey, let's get a little spritz
So
going.
so hold on.
I
What
just
was
read
your spirit animal?
Because she said honey badger.
No,
she said
probably
something
wolf.
Yeah,
wild.
but now that
Wolf.
we've
I'd go wolf.
determined that mermaids can fight.
No, I would go wolf, I think,
Same.
because I like my pack, and I want to be with my pack, and I don't really want to be around other people.
And you like eating raw deer.
No, but I'll eat deer.
Yeah.
It's a good lean meat.
Okay, so Kirsten and I had this conversation. Was it yesterday? No, it was Sunday.
Yeah.
It was Sunday. We're in the car, and she goes, "Hey, if you could be any sea creature, what would you be? And I
No,
said,
no. We were in the line for the Riddler.
okay, sorry, we were in the line for the Riddler at the Six Flags. And you asked if I could be any sea creature, what would I be? And I said I would be the Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua'a.
And I was like, wow, that was a good made up word.
Yeah, which
he followed with.
But
it's,
if we go
it's a
with
trigger fish, and it's the Hawaiian state fish.
And I had no idea.
Is that
No.
Moana?
And then
No,
and then I asked her, I was like, "What would you be?" And she goes, "Mermaid."
Yeah.
It's like, so here's the thing: mine sounds made up, and yours is made up, and that's why she was so quick on the
Aren't
thing.
all words made up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Truth. But if
Mine
we're
is an
going
actual
with-
animal.
if we're going
Yours
with
is a
ocean-
mythological creature.
Whatever, bro.
If we're going with water animal or something in the water, mermaid. Yes.
Yeah, but if we're going land animal, then wolf.
Yeah.
What is a triggerfish?
A blowfish.
It's a fish that types in really awful things online.
It's a triggered fish.
A triggered fish.
Yeah.
No, so a triggerfish is an aquatic fish in the sea.
As opposed
that
to
is, it's a flesh eater, but it's got a really long, kind of like hose looking nose, and at the end of that are teeth. And so it'll swim up to something, and it's called a triggerfish because it'll take holes and bites out of it, and it looks like gunpowder whenever it's flown away because it like rips scales and stuff off of its prey.
Sounds like a lamprey.
Sounds vicious.
What do you?
Lamprey's got like a long hose of a beak, and it's got teeth, but
Beak?
it does more
Fish
of a.
have beak?
Yeah, it does have a
Lampreys are
beak.
the
Oh,
bad
yeah.
guys from Gears of War.
Hey, what is
Yeah,
the
it's
fish?
actually a real fish.
No,
too.
that's lambent.
Yeah.
Yep.
When we were in Belize and we went swimming
Oh boy, scoreboard everybody there. Oh, when we were in Belize
for a day, it was on the cruise.
Stingrays.
We did this. We swam with the stingrays and reef sharks, and what was that fish that was like following us? Barry the barracuda.
Oh,
It stayed its distance, but the guy said he's out here. We see him every single day. You can look at him, but do not swim in his direction at all, and we'll
It
be
was
fine.
pretty awesome.
why would you not
other
swim in
than-
his direction?
Because then he takes it as your
You're being aggressive.
yes, and he will come after you, and
I got it.
he's apparently way faster than any of us. So.
Yeah. Barry the Barracuda is probably
He's
not
big.
one you want to show that you're aggressive at.
It was a lot of fun though.
What was your Heather? What was your favorite?
This was your Heather.
Yeah, you're my Heather.
I don't go by Heather anymore.
She's heat.
Okay.
There's too many Heathers around. I don't like it.
Okay, Heat Smith 5. What was your favorite part of our wedding?
Leaving it means being married.
I remember what my favorite
gotta
part of
say-
your wedding was, not being in it.
Yeah.
That was my
There was
favorite part of your wedding because everybody was like, "Hey Lucas, go do this. Hey Lucas, go do this.
There were
Hey
a-
Lucas,
there's a
something's
lot of
wrong. Will
things
you go
I-
fix it?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yep." And
That's
I ran
what
around
you
in
do
my
when it's not your wedding.
around in my little fedora and fixed everything.
And that was
there's
so
quite a lot I would change now.
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
We were very young. I think we were first of our friends getting married. I was 20, you were 23. We didn't really care about the wedding. We just wanted to be married. But apparently
Why?
we knew our families needed us to have the wedding,
you know
so
why.
we wouldn't be in trouble. So, I mean, I got an outdoor wedding, which is what I wanted. From then on, I didn't care
you
too
looked
much.
beautiful.
thank
We
you.
got an outdoor wedding too.
It was not the
by
plan.
necessity. No, it wasn't.
Not at
So
all.
Kirsten,
Yes.
or do you want to ask the question?
No, you.
Okay.
You go.
What
You've
was
asked.
your favorite part?
My favorite part was dancing away after we said I do.
Oh, I love that.
That
On
was
the
nice.
live stream?
Yeah. To an awesome song.
Yeah, we've got some really great pictures of that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Too
Yeah.
coming down. Is that your? That's.
It's a profile picture.
I don't know.
for
Is
one
it
of
your
you.
background on your phone? Is that what it is right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's a skipping away.
Mm-hmm. My home screen.
You know, when you guys got married, it was such a
Or my
weird
lock
time.
screen. I don't know.
As you know, where we were in our walks of life, because the pandemic had just hit.
Right. I remember that.
It,
Yeah.
you know, you guys had it planned out several months beyond when you actually had it. How do I say that better?
It
No,
was like a
no, the
month and a
next-
half.
Yeah, we
Because
got
it was
married.
April.
after.
Well, it
in
was going to be April
25th.
Yeah, and we got married on March.
22nd, the day after my birthday.
Oh, nice.
And it's so odd to me because looking back, you know, in the moment, we were figuring out how to do social distancing, and it was kind of a new thing. I regret not going. I cannot believe that we didn't go. But in the moment, like with everything that was being said, and
We didn't know.
it was almost certain death if you went out of the house.
Yeah.
We went
So
into major lockdown.
What do you guys think about that? Because now you've been married for a year and a half. What do you think about that now?
I endorse it. I think other people should get married too.
Yeah, but I
If
mean,
you love them.
But I mean, what do you look back on that getting married at the in the beginning of the pandemic and how everyone's reaction was? I think everyone was very supportive, but it was a weird time, right?
It was. I think we were one of the first pandemic weddings that we heard of or knew about, and like we got asked by we're part of an association of other churches that work together to help plant churches in the area and then help support one another. But we got asked by the guy who is sort of the head of that. He's the missions director for this area. His name's Morgan Malone, to do a video on how we ended up getting married and how to do a COVID wedding, how to do the live stream. And so we had a little video that was like, what was it, like the 5 things to do? And, we each, talked about what we thought was important in it, and like how to do decorating and how to do the live stream and make sure that like your family knows what's going on and all that, because our family had to watch from cars in the parking lot
Or online.
Yeah.
I think that was the hardest part, like having conversations with my grandparents, being like, this is the plan, we want you there, but we understand that this is a risk, so like we get it if you don't feel comfortable coming. That was definitely the hardest part, was just like knowing that they weren't going to get to be there when they really wanted to. So, and like for my dad's mom, like I'm the oldest grandkid, so that's like a big thing, and I'm the oldest by, well, Skylar's close to my age, but like with my siblings, I'm the oldest by a lot, so that was a pretty big deal. But we had those conversations, and I'm thankful that they were able to be there in a virtual way and like still experience it with us, even though they weren't like actually there.
Right.
But that was definitely the hardest part.
Yeah, my grandparents were going to live stream it anyway because they're
in heaven.
They're all dead.
How did
I think they're preoccupied.
How did your family feel about that? Like moving it up, we had the chance certainly to sit in the parking lot, but it wasn't a traditional wedding where you could be everywhere just because of. It was either, get married now or wait several years maybe, and we'll see, right, if we can do something in person.
Oh, that was just not going to work.
No.
I know.
Yeah, that wasn't happening. Like, so our biggest reason for moving it up was because everybody was telling us, like, we might have to do, like, a mandated quarantine. And so if we're not married, like, there was a great possibility that we might have had to be separated from each other for a long period of time, and I'm too needy for that. So
actually,
the
conversation we had was, listen, if she looked at me and she goes, look, if we quarantine and we don't get married now, 2 weeks without you, I might determine that that's better for me. So
no,
that is
simply
not what
not
happened.
true. Simply not
So
true.
make it happen now.
yeah, make it happen. Either get married to me or, who knows what'll happen.
It was really crazy how everything happened, though, because we had planned like the week of, okay, we're going to do it at our church. They had just changed it to don't gather more, like 50 or more. So we were like, okay, our family can come. This will be all good. We'll do it at the church. It'll be pretty.
That cut our guest list down a ton.
A lot. Yeah, we were anticipating probably somewhere around like 500 people. It was going to be giant. Which on one hand, I'm kind of glad it was like a little small, because a lot of the people that were going to be there were going to be people he knows and I don't. So it was going to be a lot of, nice to meet you. Thank you. I'm super awkward. It's okay. And
I went through that in our wedding.
Put your gift on the table.
no.
Is that not so annoying? Everywhere you go with him, he knows somebody. Have you
It's not
noticed that?
annoying.
Okay, it's annoying to me.
I grew up like that. My mom is a personal trainer and a fitness instructor, and she worked at multiple gyms in our town and outside of our town. So like everywhere we went, my mom knew somebody, and I knew if we were going somewhere, expect to be gone for at least 3 hours, because she's going to have at least a 30-minute conversation with one person, if not more. So I'm used to it. I don't mind.
Yeah, so the first wedding was huge, and then the first kind of
anticipated
constraint
wedding.
happened where they said 50 or more, and that's when you were talking about we had the opportunity to do it at our church.
Yes.
And then what?
And so we had planned at that time, we were like, okay, I think we're going to get married this weekend. It's happening. And I think that definitely took my parents for a loop. They were like, wait, what? My mom was like, I don't even have my dress yet. What are you talking about? You're going to get married. And I was like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. She didn't. She wore black.
It's like you got to sit in the car most of the time anyways.
The opposite.
She did wear black. Yeah.
Yeah, and she looked good. So then, like 3 days, they were like, okay, 20 or more is too many. Or 20 or less is what you need. And then 10. And I was like, well, dang. Like, just your immediate family, that's 10 of us right there.
Yeah.
And then my family is also large. So then, yeah, we were like, hey, how about, you know how cool Texas beaches are? You can pull up and, like, open up the back of your car and just chill. That's how we're going to do our wedding. And you could just pull up and you can watch from there. We're all outside, so it's all legal. And
yeah, and there were a couple of people in our family that were sick, and we didn't know if they had COVID or if they had sinus infections because
they were waiting to get their tests back.
Yeah. And they were like, we don't know if we can come. We're like, just stay in your car. Don't do anything. You're going to be fine. But it kind of like tore at everybody's heartstrings the way we were going to have to do it. And so we announced on Friday in a video. We called our immediate family and let them know. And then everybody else on our guest list found out in a video except for one of my friends named Ryan. And Ryan Winders sent me a text message on.
I know him.
We love
like,
you,
yeah,
Ryan.
yeah.
Ryan Winders developed the Winders
laws of inverse proportions. Yeah. So Winders calls or sends me a text message on like April 20th, and he's like, "Hey man, don't think I'm gonna make it to your wedding this week." And I was like, "Hey bro, been married a month." Forgot you aren't on Facebook, but your mom watched the ceremony and liked it. And so he called his mom, and she was like, "Oh yeah, little Lucas got married, and it was beautiful." And then she sent him the link. So,
well, quick point of order.
Okay, goodness.
I think we need to keep a can of this Febreze because it smells fantastic in here.
I sprayed a little bit down here.
Yeah, I keep smelling this waft of
I love it.
It's wonderful.
It's nice. It is nice. So yeah, so that was kind of the story of our wedding. We got in the getaway car. And after we got in the getaway car, they announced on the radio, hey, shelter-in-place order has been mandated for Dallas County, which is where our hotel was. And so we called our hotel and we were like, hey, can we still stay? And they're like, yeah, you can stay an extra night if you want to. Nobody's here.
Yeah.
So we did. And we Uber eated everything from...
Yeah, because our restaurant and bar were closed.
Yep.
So what advice would you give? I mean, really, you both were young brides on the young side, right? Early 20s. What advice would you give other young brides who are planning their weddings?
Yeah.
I don't know about blides, but
do what you two want. The wedding's about y'all, not everybody else. Everybody has an opinion, and they're going to tell you, oh, you can't do that at a wedding. Yes, you can. You can do whatever you want. It's your wedding.
What was something that you wanted to do? Quick follow-up question.
I wanted my brother to be my man of honor, but apparently that wasn't a thing until, I don't know, a week after our wedding.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you're not bitter about it.
I'm not bitter about it. I did lose my friendship with my matron of honor.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because
we're gonna
circle
back.
I want to hear your answer.
Oh,
are we coming back to it now or later?
No, later. Now you answer that question.
Now, this is confusing.
I know.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm so awkward.
Advice
it's my
that
fault.
I would give to a young bride. Yeah, kind of along the same lines. Like, make a list of things that you want. Write it down, and like, go with it. Yeah.
Yeah, because the other stuff is
Figure
negotiable.
out what you want.
Yeah, and you did that right before we got married. You had a list of like 12 or 15 things somewhere. Like these are the things I have to have.
Purple.
And that purple was high on the list.
But
it was the way that we wanted pictures done. It was how we wanted people to walk down. A couple of just kind of goofy things that were non-negotiable. Like my nephew.
Goofy things are fun.
So my nephew was going to be our ring bearer. And my niece was going to be the flower girl, and they were going to come down in his Power Wheels Escalade.
It was going to be so cool. They even painted it like Zombieland.
Yeah, we put the big number 3 on the black Escalade so it looked like Dale Earnhardt.
So why did that not work out?
Well, when COVID hit, they couldn't.
They stayed in the car.
Yeah, but like those were the things that for us were big deal. What song was he going to go down to? Do you remember? Was it the Imperial March or was it back? Yeah, it was the Imperial March is what they were going to go down to.
Matt's wedding was a lot like that. I remember it being, there's nothing that stands out that I quickly recall.
Matt, my brother.
Yeah. But it was very filled with their personality.
Yeah, like we all the groomsmen, or at least the three brothers, we had mohawks.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there was a conversation
her dress
beforehand.
Was
like
really
I
cool
had,
too. It was very different from what I'd seen. It was
so beautiful,
so big and poofy.
Yeah. So Matt and I had mohawks at the time, and there was some discussion within some of the family members that like Matt. They told Matt, they're like, we know you're going to tone it down for the wedding, but you need to have a conversation with Lucas and make sure that he knows that haircut's not going to work. And Matt goes, that's his haircut. And Autumn goes, I want them all to have mohawks. And so Thomas then, my youngest brother, had to go get a mohawk so that he could match the other two of us for the wedding.
Yeah,
so,
it was awesome.
But there are some things worth fighting for.
I will say one of the best pieces of advice I got was, at the end of the day, you're going to get to be married and something's going to go wrong. It may be something small, but something goes wrong every day. Mm-hmm. This is a day like any other. Yeah, we're celebrating, you're getting married, but at the end of the day, your goal is to be married and you'll get there. So if goldfish die and they're your centerpiece.
That's what happened in ours.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. What?
Yes. Oh, I didn't find this out until, I don't know, years later about all the things that went wrong at our wedding that I did not know.
I knew about several of them.
Our centerpieces.
I was tasked with going to fix it.
Yeah, our centerpieces, we had like bowls and had little goldfish in, just as one of the things. And apparently they all died the morning of. So they had to call around and we're out in the middle of nowhere, Mount Vernon, Texas. Yep. Like it's small. And, so they had to call around. I think one of his uncles had to drive an hour
Travis.
And go get all the goldfish they had at the store and bring them back.
He's not watching, but Travis.
Thanks, Uncle Travis, who doesn't watch. Yeah, we had a few things at ours. Like the audio didn't work well. It was going in and out for her song to walk down, but I don't think she noticed because she was busy. Like they cued her in, and she was just so excited.
She was blooming.
Blooming. She was blooming. It was.
They kept telling me. I did have a little diva moment at the beginning of our wedding because they kept telling me to go, and I was listening. And I was like, "That's not my song. Like, no, I want to walk out at the right time. That's not my song." And they kept telling me, "Come on, go." And I was like, "Don't rush me."
Was it Cinderella by Stephen Curtis Chapman?
No. Good grief, you're fired. But our minister, at no part during the ceremony, called Kirsten by her name.
Oh yeah, no, not a single time did he get my name right.
I remember
Kirsten, but never once Kirsten. So we had to go back and make sure that we're actually legally married since
the papers are signed. We're fine.
Yeah, so
it's okay. It's a family thing, actually. I think it happened at all the weddings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. Danielle got called by the wrong name. Austin got called by the wrong name,
and
Matt
so did Matt.
Matt at his wedding.
Mark.
The pastor looks right at Matt's wife and goes, "Do you, Autumn, take Jason?" And I was like, "Who the heck is Jason?"
Like, no, I wanted to marry Matt, not Jason.
And then there was like some weird thing where I don't remember who it was, but one of the ministers who wrote the name wrong, and so he put whiteout on the marriage license. And when it got back to the county office, they were like, "This is a legal document.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to have this verified now." And so even though their marriage license was in on time, they weren't actually officially married or recognized by the state until like 30 days afterwards. But they made it retroactive.
That's okay. God doesn't care what the state says.
We were legally married 3 days before our wedding on paper.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
They had this. He was like, "Well, you can either sign it and send it in, or you have to like repay for another fee." And I was like, "No, sign it. I don't care what it says."
Okay. I've got a need for drama. Let's talk drama.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Are we going to circle back to the drama?
This is
okay, good.
This is the segue back.
Okay, cool.
Drama. There's always drama. Let's talk.
Okay.
Let's dish.
About what?
What kind of drama happened at our wedding?
You're making this seem a lot more like The View than...
Hold on, wait. Quick COVID break.
I call Whoopi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to go on air and air all what drama we had at our wedding.
Just
I'm not
high
afraid
level.
to.
high level.
You said that there was the maid of honor. You already broached it.
Oh, yeah. So.
Oh, I don't care about that.
I don't care about that.
No, I thought you were talking about other stuff.
I'll talk about other stuff.
So we got married in June, and in the end of October, we found out we were pregnant. Happened very fast. So I called my maid of honor and let her know. And I've never talked to her again because she decided not to be my friend because her and her husband were having trouble conceiving. And apparently me letting her know that I was pregnant was too much.
Oh, wow.
However, one of our other best friends was pregnant at the same time and did not tell her and let her hear it through the grapevine. They're still friends, but whatever.
See, this
I don't understand women. I just don't.
This goes back to a pre-show point. Girls can have multiple best friends because Heather just said one of my other best friends said that men can have an best friend, but women can have multiple best friends. It's one of the unique things about.
I understand the point.
Femininity.
I'm not sure if it's a gender thing. I think it's just like a personality thing.
I'm two spirits.
Well,
so.
and gender doesn't exist. It's just a construct.
There was a tweet today from.
So is math.
Truth. There's a tweet today from the Canadian Prime Minister that it had 11 characters in the new 2SLLBGTQQIA.
That's way too much.
Yeah.
That's a lot to
hard
remember.
to keep up with. That's
Being
literally like nearly
major is
half the
hard.
alphabet.
Yeah.
Being a psych major is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to pay attention to all that stuff about how
very
people
important.
identify.
Mm-hmm.
That's nonsense.
So what
to
drama
me.
did you guys have at your wedding?
COVID.
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Good
Yeah,
point.
that was
COVID,
enough.
This lethal virus really kind of took the cake on that one.
It literally it took the cake.
Like,
'Cause we
yes,
didn't-
we didn't even get our cake. Well, actually, his mom made us a strawberry cake, which was supposed to be his cake anyways, and it was delicious, and we ate it all on the first night.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah,
but we didn't get our like super fancy one that I like designed and everything.
It does kind of change the tone, right? Like, there's some of these small petty things pale in comparison to a deadly virus, which ends up not being also. I forgot we can't talk about this on YouTube.
One of the things that was so interesting, and I think that people who have watched the mom-isode will be able to learn this about both of our moms, is that their wills are like iron is not the proper will. Like their wills are something that,
tungsten.
Ben Abbott and David Baker created and forged.
Beskar.
It's Beskar. Their wills are Beskar. Yeah, that's my girl.
Or their wills were
wrong,
forged in the fires of Mount Doom.
Now we're gonna go with Beskar. It's a better fandom.
I agree because the guest said it, because your wife said it, but it's still good.
We're on our way. We're leaving, and my mom stops our getaway car, and she's like, "No, I have something for you." It's like we're trying to go. We just got married. This isn't the time to stop. You guys are supposed to blow the bubbles and let us alone.
I know you. I love you. I'm not gonna mingle.
She runs. She goes to her car, runs to her car in her dress as it's starting to rain, and brings back. She was like, "This is your wedding cake I made for you. You have to take it with you right now." And I was like, "Why are we gonna? We don't have any place to hold it. Put it." And it wasn't like secure. It was in the little glass thing, and so it's me, and I can't hold it because I'm driving, and Kirsten is in her wedding dress.
I could have driven.
Yeah, and anyway, so Kirsten is in her wedding dress, and so it gets passed through the window to me, and so our entire ride there, Kirsten is trying to hold the thing on the top of the cake.
It's strawberry cake. It's not getting on my white dress.
But it was awesome. It's just one of those moments where
good job. She was looking.
Did you
at
ever wear your dress before you got married just to wear it? I have a picture of me. I was like, I have to pay a lot for this dress, so I'm watching TV with my cousin, my brother, in my dress before I got married. I needed to wear it more than once.
I really didn't have my dress very long before we got married. So there was one time that I tried it on just because I was like, make sure it fits. And so I tried it on, and then I had it on, and I was like, okay, I'm all by myself, and I feel cute. I'm going to take it off. Don't wear it later.
Yep. And then we never got her bridal pictures.
Nope.
Because that was something that when we moved the date up, that all that stuff kind of got kiboshed, and hopefully that's something that'll happen. That's what I want for my birthday, is I want her bridals done.
Well,
so if you take bridals,
we know some people who take good pictures.
I don't know anybody who takes good pictures.
That's not true.
Well, that's a burn.
It's shade thrown at both of the other people that listen that do photography.
So much shade.
Okay, so we've talked weddings. We've talked about your spirit animals, which was a very impromptu thing. We've got a game at the house that is conversation starters, and every now and then
I love it.
we'll pull one out if we don't have anything to talk about. That's actually not true.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, we used to do them every night, and now we do a couple a week, where you pull out a card and it just has a question on it.
More like just when we think about it.
Yeah, and there's so there are different questions like, what's your favorite childhood memory? When were you the maddest at the other person? What irritates you the most about your mom or whatever? What was the most embarrassing moment from your childhood? So all kinds of things like that, and we've really gotten into it. And the game's got a few rules.
Yeah,
One
what do you
is
think about our hygiene?
Do we really need to answer that?
Next.
Overall, you're good, except for you don't believe in washing your feet because the soap runs down in the shower, and I tell them that's not how it works.
When you're in the shower and you put soap on the rest of your body and it runs down over your soap.
That's like the one spot that you need to wash more than anything else.
Now,
soap
he will
touches
do it if
my
he's in
feet
the
every
tub.
day.
It's because of the stuff that's at the bottom of the shower. That's why people wear shoes in the shower in some cases.
My shower's clean.
How old's your son?
Except for when the dog.
Hold on. How old's your son?
He doesn't take showers in our bathroom.
No. Yeah, he doesn't take showers in our bathroom.
No,
he does.
We do
Yeah.
bring
He typically does
multiple
baths.
big dogs in there, so
I'm
there's dog
judging
hair.
you so hard.
That's fine.
But yes,
I'm
you
just telling you,
should.
this is something that I believe in.
But that explains the smell. I'll say that. It's a guy that doesn't wash his feet. That
No wonder we
explains the
needed so much
smell.
for
I have
Breeze.
been trying to tell him.
No. What are you talking
It wasn't for us.
Yeah.
Well, it was for us, I guess.
It was to cover up Danley's
Yeah.
foot funk as it emanates from his shoes into our nostrils.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
just doesn't know how to
it's true.
take care of feet. When we met, he was shoving his feet
What do you
into
mean he doesn't know
size.
how to
Hold on.
take care of
he was
feet?
shoving his
Listen.
feet into size 12 shoes. He's a 14 or a 15.
Oh.
And that's what he wears now because I
That's
buy
not
him the
good.
right size.
Yeah.
He was getting ingrown toenails.
'cause of it.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole.
It's like, I know we've described it this way before. It's like putting a pump on a ham. Like, why would you try and shove your foot?
That was the last size he knew. That when he went and got sized, I guess with his mom at one point, and chose to just say, "I'm the same size." Oh, my feet hurt. They don't really fit in here. Well, yeah,
I'm glad you came along.
yeah, me too.
I mean, I've got no defense.
Okay, so what is it? What's my hygiene error? Now
I
I
would
want
like
to
to
know.
talk about positive things.
But this is fun.
I'm just curious. Go ahead. Is it my
Can we have a button? Where
is it
it's
my
like,
Under Armour
new
shirts?
topic?
No. I think that's just a product of wearing the same shirts for 10 years. I think.
Yeah, I don't.
And working out,
Yeah, unless it's got holes in it, I'm not throwing it away.
Get some borax. You put it in the
12 Mule
bathtub.
Team Borax.
Yeah, borax.
like from
we were
Death
there.
Valley National
Yeah.
Park.
Toss
That's
it
the
all
one.
into a bathtub and you just let it soak
Yeah.
for 12 hours.
And then dip your
Takes
feet
care
in
of
there
all
since
of
you're
it.
not going to wash them.
When have
That
you?
would be
Does
fine.
it
When
not
have you ever
ruin
done
the
that?
material?
No,
Borax won't.
When have you done anything like that?
nothing. I know about
He
it.
watched Granny do it one time.
No, I've seen TikTok videos.
Yeah, I was gonna say TikTok.
People clean their hats that way. It leaves the water all gross, but it cleans the fabric.
Okay.
Gosh, I'm kind of sicked out by that whole
Next
thing
topic.
now.
What thing? The bathtub?
Yeah, the idea of a scum ring from people's hats around their bathtub.
You'd be surprised what piles up on a hat over the years with sweat and salt getting stuck to it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, next question. Heather, what TikTok or Instagram thing does Danley watch that you hate the most?
I don't watch Instagram.
Okay, it's the same thing,
The
though.
really dried out removal of blackheads.
Ooh.
They zoomed in and you just see them like it's disgusting. He's been doing it as long as I've known him,
Pimple
15
videos.
years. The pimples doesn't bother me. The cysts don't bother me anymore. But the real like deep black, I don't like it.
There's a specific
Yes.
subsection
Yes, don't.
of people that live typically in the Middle East that are outside all the time. They have darker skin.
Right.
They're outside a lot. So, the comedones, as it's called.
I know.
Gets dried out, and they're big, black, dry pimples.
I have to dig it out.
And it's amazing.
No, it's disgusting.
Sounds painful.
So what about you, Kay? What thing do I watch that you hate the most? Because I would say it probably falls along those same lines.
Yes, I really dislike the pimple popper. That pimple popper is really gross. Yep, nope. Whenever it comes out and it's all different colors like a rainbow, I'm like, bleh.
So we've had multiple occasions where she'll be finishing up a conversation or have to wrap up an email or something for a class, and I'll just be watching videos on the phone, and then she'll come and lay her head on my shoulder, and she's like, no, turn it off. I'm halfway through this. She's been digging this thing out of this guy's forehead for 5 minutes. She's almost done, and she's like, no, what did she say? It's taco meat. No,
you're talking about
the Killing My Feet show. Have y'all watched that one on TLC?
Yeah. That's awesome.
I can't watch that one. I watch Pimple Popper. That's fine.
See,
but there's one that's
Killing
My
just
Feet.
Get in the shower.
No, and they just they dig.
People don't know how to take care of their feet.
And that's some nasty stuff.
They dig stuff out of people's feet?
I watched them dig this big ball of a cyst out of the bottom of his. It was gross. It was gross.
Yeah,
I don't like that show.
I don't
like
cysts. Cysts are what it sounded like what you were talking about, where there's a
lot
of liquid. I don't like that. I like dilated pour of whiners.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
you should know what these topics are.
I know what they are.
There you go.
We're gonna have to put
dried.
definitions in the bottom.
It's dried. And it's big.
Okay.
It's dilated.
Stop.
Dilated
Stop.
pour.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, but it's grossing me out.
Well, that's what we were
you are
hoping for.
Sicking me out. We thought about providing some videos of some bot fly removals and some of that stuff to see.
Nope.
Bot flies are great.
I have seen my share because I've been with him enough. I'm not watching anymore.
But the same thing you described, where I'll be watching something, she lays her head and sees what I'm watching about, and that's done.
Yeah, it's not like they're done watching it. It's your phone is now out of your hands.
Yeah.
It's been moved or pushed off the bed or whatever. Oh, hey, you're watching this? Gross. Done.
Which one of you two have the bigger movie list? Of a list that you brought into the relationship? Do you keep track of it?
That's so
mean movie
easy.
or TV shows?
Any kind of art thing. Any kind of art thing. Movie, music, show, you name it, him. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I had a lot more years to accumulate it.
That's true. 12 and a half.
Yeah, this is true. I did have 12 and a half more years to accumulate it.
That's true.
And I have I call it eclectic. My wife calls it interesting. My dad calls it bad taste.
I would go with interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of
it's the most accurate.
Some of it's good. Some of it's.
I bring this up because I have the bigger list.
You say that.
I do. We argue about it
No.
regularly. We go through the list. There's a lot.
Of TV shows or of movies?
All of it.
No, you don't have the bigger list.
Yeah, I do.
No.
So I'm curious, Kirsten, we'll start this with you. What did you think when you met Danley for the first time?
That was a weird time, too.
Mm-hmm.
That was when we came over to your house. And, yeah. I don't know. I thought you were
Brutally
cool.
honest. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
yeah, really.
You were right.
You thought he was cool?
Yeah. Y'all were both super chill and nice and welcoming. Y'all made me feel so loved right off the bat. It really was because I get so awkward meeting new people. That's why I was happy that we got to skip that portion of the wedding part, where you do all the niceties. And so coming over, I was literally gonna throw up. I had so much anxiety. I was ugh. So I walk out the door and Heather's like, "Hi, it's so nice to meet you." And I was like, "Hello. Okay, this is cool."
Again,
well, that's good.
That
to
goes
know.
back to my my pack. Would I do that to most people? No, I'm going to sit in the corner
What are
and
you
be
doing
quiet.
here?
Yeah.
But people,
And
I
then
feel
Jake will be barking
no,
at
no,
her.
I'll let you in.
Jack.
Once you're in,
Jack
you're
the
in.
dog.
Yeah.
Jack the dog.
Well, that's good to hear because there was we had talked about you coming over earlier to meet, but it was during a funeral.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, he invited me to that, and I was like, I don't want to meet him under that circumstance. Like,
which I was okay with.
Like, built up your friendship with this guy so much. Like, I just was like, that just seems like not the right time. So I'm gonna.
And that's
pass.
what I said too. I was like, I would love it, but
it's one of those things that like,
and we were anticipating some awkwardness,
right? And there was,
happened.
but even though, and I will admit, I am very thankful she said she didn't want to go, and that you suggested that it's not a big deal. But it's worse if I don't extend the invitation.
Yeah.
Right, because then that means that like I don't want her there, or that there's something.
Funeral
else.
Is different.
But
like
I
if you were
get
just
it.
going to a party, then yeah, I would be offended that you didn't invite me. You're like, I would be concerned.
Yeah.
But
also,
it's a funeral.
we
That's different.
Yeah,
Don't bring
we
her.
hadn't been married for 90 days, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty new to this whole like
Girls
marriage
ruin
thing.
all the fun.
And I was like, hey, I'm gonna just here's a funeral that you can come to if you want to. No, okay, great. But to not say anything, I wasn't sure. Now that we're married, like where the lines are. What decisions am I, like, I guess. Am I supposed to make? There we go. Like, what are those decisions? Like, am I supposed to make and just say, no, you're not going to this because it's going to be awkward if you show up? And what things do I invite you to and let you say no to? We're getting better about, somebody will be like, hey, you and Kirsten can come to this. I'm like, okay. And then I'll be like, hey, I'm going to this thing on Friday. I didn't commit you. And she's like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. I did not want to go to that. I'm like, all right.
Sometimes I just like to stay home.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like super weird in the middle as far as like extroverted, introverted.
You're an ambivert?
I'm like, yes, I'm an ambivert.
You're a non-binary.
But don't get it confused with Amber Alert. So I'm right in the middle. So it like depends on the day and how I'm feeling. Like if I want to go out and be with a whole bunch of people, or if I'm just like.
Heather, same question. What did you think when you first met Danley? No, I'm just kidding. What were your first thoughts whenever you met me? Because we met at the same time.
I talked to you more in the beginning.
What's up?
I remember talking to you and then seeing Danley on the stage after the show, and he was wrapping up his cables, and he dropped his cables and kind of like, he didn't run, but he sprinted over to come over and talk to me.
So we met at a show. Lucas and I were in a band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I play guitar for him.
This is true. Yep. And still does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought y'all were cool.
And I thought
like
you
Danley's
were
eyes.
very cute.
Hmm.
And I saw you looking at me on the stage, and I was like, man, I'm such a wuss.
I
want to talk to her, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to be one of those guys either just trying to pick up girls. And I had all this internal dialogue going on. And then there's Lucas talking to her. I was like, perfect. I'm going to go steal her.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Danley had already called dibs.
That's what he told me.
Right? And this is something that we both have in common.
Mm-hmm.
Is Danley had already called dibs. And so as much as I loved both the other guys in the band, I did not trust them to respect the dibs.
Yeah.
So I went over and I went and played wingman, and it worked out really well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when Kirsten and I, before we started dating, and this is after she stood me up and rejected me. No, prior to being rejected. Prior to me being rejected.
Yes.
After I got stood up, but prior to me being rejected. We have in the church database, there are all these categories you can put somebody in. It's like single, married, and all this stuff. And so
made a new one.
I created a category, and my secretary found it. She's like, really? Dibs? That's what you put on? Because I knew it was just going to be me and her were going to be the only ones that saw it. And so she's, Kirsten's wanting to join the church. And so she goes in and she's, going back. She's like, all right, I'm changing her status to member. And her marital status, she's like, really? You changed her marital status to dibs? And I was like, what's up?
That's fantastic.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
and then
like
she
that.
turned me down and it got changed to undecided.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you made
I went
it
full
church
stop.
official.
Yeah,
I went full stop.
I appreciate your commitment to updating the church database.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I got to stay on top of those things. Metrics are important.
It's like Facebook status.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Serious for him.
it was. Those are very serious dips.
Between you and Heather to know.
Yeah. So it was a funny thing that just happened in the office. Okay, so you thought they were cool, and Heather thought Danley was cute, and
Yeah.
that's it.
And then you were talking to her, and I was like, that's my boy.
Yeah. You're welcome.
And we got married a year later to
Hey,
the
girl,
day.
can you give me a discount on an Xbox?
To the day?
Yeah.
Aww.
Yep.
That's adorable.
So this leads me to my next question.
Oh, crap.
Why come I can't have a motorcycle?
Why come?
Because you
Why
are our breadwinner and we have a young child at home and I'm chronically ill, so it doesn't seem smart to put you on a motorcycle.
Also,
right
because the
That's
one
fair.
time she saw you on a motorcycle, you dropped mine.
now. Yeah, and you almost hit the back of my car with it, so yeah.
That all seems like valid points.
There's a lot of information that's coming to light.
You wanted to know why come. There you go.
There you go.
Why? No. What was it? What was it? How do condom?
Okay, so there is an actual. We'll have to throw that picture up. So Danley
My first time talking on stage.
yeah, the first time
My
Danley
first
decided to
sentence
open his
on
mouth.
stage.
Colton said he was doing announcements and he said that we've got a competition going on and you can win a gift card from one of the local coffee shops if you take a picture in front of some doors. And Danley goes, "When does the contest end?" And
this is what popped up.
The auto-generated captions are right here from what Facebook thought Danley said, which was pretty magnificent. And definitely what you want on the live stream.
For the
For
church.
church.
Yeah, for church.
First sentence.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was incredible. It was great. Danley's now the most quotable person at our church based just on that one sentence.
Boy.
Ooh.
Okay. Heather, Danley's most annoying habit.
You can make a list if you want and pick them out.
When he takes his clothes or his socks off, they just drop wherever they're at. And I have I have hampers all around our house,
Girl,
and
I
he
feel
and Kale
you.
can't figure out to put their clothes, especially socks, in the hamper. And so then, like, I have no matching socks. Well, I don't know where'd you put them all.
Look,
I can't wash them if I don't know where they're at.
I'm doing stuff,
Oh, don't start that.
and I don't have time.
We have no less than 5 laundry baskets. Find one and put your clothes in it when you're done. That's all I'm asking you. Do you want clean clothes?
Yes, ma'am.
Find one of the 5.
Okay.
That's what I'm asking.
What's 2 more? What's 2 more annoying things? When I pick my nose?
Yeah, I'm not going there.
What else?
I don't know.
All right, Kirsten, Danley's most annoying habit. Go.
I love that you cook, but you don't seem to know how to do dishes.
I know how. I refuse.
Our kitchen, we'll run out of every dish in our kitchen. It'll just be piled up of all dirty until I do it because you and Kale just...
Or apparently Kale starts throwing things away.
Yes.
That's an alternative.
Yeah, we lost a lot of forks.
You know Randy from South Park, where he gets obsessed with cooking?
And he leaves the kitchen
he
a
goes,
mess.
all right, I made breakfast. You guys clean up. And it's just a disaster.
This guy, all the time.
I am self-aware enough to know that that's pretty similar to what I do.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Kirsten.
But I make great food.
What's
It's great.
What's my most annoying habit?
Let's see. One that really gets me is after you trim your beard, it doesn't. You just leave it. When all
That's
you
because
gotta
it'll clog
do-
up the sink.
And that's why I say
Throw it in the trash can.
Don't wash it down. Like, get some toilet paper, get a rag. Both are really close in that area, and you just wipe it out. And
Hey.
then once you
You know
got all
they make
the
like a bib
hairs,
you put here and it suction cups to the mirror. So then you shave and
Hey.
it all drops and then you just...
Not happening.
Hey, I hear
Not
you girls
happening.
on that. At least we don't take a tarantula of hair and slap it on the shower wall.
I don't. Well, that's
killing
wrong.
me.
Let me correct myself. I
Yeah.
do. I put it there,
And you
and
swirl it
then
around.
I swoop, 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 swoop,
Yep,
and
we've talked
then
about that.
yeah, throw it in the trash.
Throw it away.
It
Yep.
goes in the trash can.
You actually do a pretty good job about that, but I do love just describing it that way.
Well, there's
so
more
gross.
like... For us, we have more German Shepherd hair in our shower than like my hair.
Yeah, we do.
It's just going to get worse from here on out, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys got a new
Also,
puppy. Okay, also.
We
Great.
have this beautiful giant island in our house.
Which I
and-
made with my own hands.
He did, and it's beautiful.
It's
I
awesome.
just want that to know,
It
or
looks
to be
heavy as
stated.
And
crap, too.
It's like nearly 500 pounds. It's so heavy.
Yeah, we lifted that though.
We did
So
when we took it apart.
yes, we did. We lifted it in pieces, in sections. But it's like that's like the drop place.
Yeah.
For everything, and that's like the first thing you see when you walk in, and it just how the island changes how the house feels. So when that becomes, and I have like designated drop places for things. I have a place for hats. I have a place for, your jewelry and stuff. And it just all gets.
It just, I've used the same spot for everything for so long. And then now all of it moves. Now all of it has this new place.
Yeah,
and
but
the
when
new
you
place,
put it there, do you always like
The
find
new
it?
place makes sense.
Okay, I'm not
It
saying the new place
just
doesn't make sense, but the new place
doesn't
adds like
matter.
15 steps. And not just like actual physical steps,
it
but like
makes
to what
sense.
I'm doing.
It just doesn't matter.
No.
Come on with me. It just doesn't matter.
So how your wife feels and
It's
what
a
she
norm.
thinks
This is a
doesn't
norm.
matter.
Guilt.
This is
I
a
didn't
norm
say that.
joke.
No, it's not. It's Bill Murray.
Oh, that is
But-
Bill Murray. Yeah.
But
You did just say that.
no, I didn't.
You sort of did.
But
You
the,
absolutely
the emotions of a woman.
Comment below. Did he or did he not say that?
Yeah, let us know.
Good job.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hey,
Because
can
it's
I
a
give
nice
a shout out?
The
Goal
emotions
question.
of a woman are not controllable by a man.
No.
No.
But they can be heavily influenced.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's called stimulus
So-
response.
So I didn't say I don't care. I just said it doesn't matter.
It does matter. Those little things matter. Absolutely. And like, if all you got to do is like wipe the sink, take the freaking time. Just wipe the sink. Because when I go in there now, it's just a normal sink. And it's not like a, again.
Well, you heard it here. Just
wipe
the friggin' sink, guys.
Wipe the freaking sink. What shout out did you want to give, Heather?
I wanted to tell Charlotte hi.
Oh, hi,
Oh,
And that
Sure.
Aunt Heather loves you. Hi, Shasha.
Sure. Where's your ketchup packet?
Yeah, do you have your ketchup packet still?
Inside joke.
Don't let Gaga take that from you, girl.
I brought her a gift. It was just what was in my middle console, and it was a ketchup packet.
And a light up pen.
And she still has it
Yeah.
to this day.
She runs around with, I got it for the ketchup packet.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's amazing.
She's fantastic.
And she likes to watch the show, so I figured I'd tell her.
Hey, this show actually saved our relationship.
Like yours and Heather's?
No, Charlotte and mine.
Okay. And
She
Charlotte is how old?
Did not like
She's
me.
3
at
now.
all.
She's 3. Yeah.
She was scared.
Since the moment she was born.
No,
Since
when she was like
year
6
one.
months.
Yeah. That
Since
sounds
6
like my
months in.
niece.
Up until
My
we
niece
started
still
doing
doesn't
this
like me.
show, and she saw me on TV,
Your niece is just introverted.
and now she loves me. So that's just a little cool note.
Yeah, now you're the guy on TV. And now all of a sudden you and Bluey have similar amounts of
Yes.
clout.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm helping her mom make them Bluey costumes for Halloween.
Oh, nice.
Charlotte's going to be Bluey, and Jules is going to be, what is the other one's name? I don't know.
Masha.
It's not Masha. Masha's the bear.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
It's the other baby. I don't know.
Daly, we never answered the question. What's your spirit animal?
I don't know.
A fox.
You know what mine
Yeah, it
is?
would be- it would
I
be
know
No,
what mine
you
is.
know what it is? An octopus.
I almost said that, but I don't know.
Why would it be an octopus if it were an octopus?
Because it's cool. I don't know.
No, he's always looking for a way out or around things. Octopuses, like,
And
you
I
can't,
blend in.
you can't keep them contained. They're going to get out.
Yeah. Yeah, Finding Nemo 2 was all about that.
Yep.
I mean, that was a part of it. It wasn't all about that. You know, I think if I actually had to pick a spirit animal, it would be this one time.
Maybe a yeti or
No.
or a jackass.
No, this one time I was watching this wilderness show and there was a shark and he had like his front teeth kind of stuck out.
Not any better if I take my
That
head.
is
I'm going
a-
to turn it down. There you go.
Wouldn't it show that right in here?
That
Goblin
she,
shark. I believe it's a goblin shark.
She hates that more than just about anything else I do. I thought for sure that was going to come up in one of the irritating
It's
things.
because when
that's
he
more
does
than,
it, he doesn't
or
just do
strange
it
colors.
twice like
Yeah.
that. He does it for like 5 minutes.
And now he
then,
did it
like-
with into a microphone when you have headphones.
And I could turn it down.
Yep.
Yep, that was okay.
Yeah.
What's a movie that he loves that you can't stand?
All of them.
I've actually gotten away with not watching a bunch of them. Like Strange Wilderness is one that I haven't seen yet,
and one that we do not recommend or endorse.
Except for the
Well, you brought it up earlier.
That one scene.
Did I not? Did I disclose
you're
the
fine.
title when you didn't? I thought you said it.
No, oh no, I totally did.
Okay.
I'm just putting that disclaimer. We do not recommend or endorse that movie.
Yeah.
But that's true. It is one that I've tried to get you to watch that you've avoided.
I've skirted around that one. And I've been like, yep, nope. Yeah. So I don't really. The only thing I really know from it is that, and I've seen something about bears on it. It was a clip.
Bears derive their name from a football team in Chicago.
Yeah.
So. And then
bears live in two places: the northern and southern.
Attacks on salmon on bear are much more rare.
Yeah.
We watched
it's very
it
quotable.
Debbie.
So
next.
Same question for you. What's a movie that I love that you just don't?
A movie?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that there's a movie.
What
there's
was
plenty
that?
of shows. Hannibal. That gave me like vivid. I don't know what kind of nightmare it is, where like you can you're half awake and you can kind of see
lucid dreaming.
But and so
it's
like
a
for
waking
me,
nightmare.
I just gotten out of the hospital and he wanted me to watch this dumb show and I didn't want to watch it, and I did, and then I
love.
I remember waking up being paralyzed, thinking somebody was beating down my door, coming in to get me, and my eye was halfway
it was me
open.
just shaking the bed.
No, he's asleep snoring, but I couldn't move, and I was just like freaking out. So I told him I won't watch that movie and that show with him anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I don't watch it anymore. I watched it when it was on.
I know, but I hated it, and you always would just watch it.
Does Danley ever do, like, since you're talking about having a waking nightmare, a lucid dream, does Danley ever do things in his sleep that are weird?
Often.
Yeah?
Like you both have stories
especially when
on
he's
this,
sick.
actually.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. When our son was a few weeks old, Danley always has a cup of water beside him in bed, and apparently he was asleep and picked up his big glass of ice water and turned over and poured it all over me. So I wake up.
Hot.
I wake up freaking.
You were asleep.
Thankfully, our baby wasn't next to us. I'm waking up freaking out. Like, what is happening? Like, am I leaking? Like, this is insane.
My milk really
like,
came in.
am I dying? I don't think this is normal. And Danley's like, what? Oh, what happened? And he tells me like a week later, oh, I woke up and was setting my glass down and figured I dumped my water on you. But I didn't want to tell you at the moment because you were pretty mad.
She was mad.
I was safe.
He's done lots of things.
Just tell the rest of them.
I think, what was it, the week after we got back from our honeymoon, you were really sick. And at one point, I wake up because the bed was moving like this. And he has one foot here, and he's standing over me while I'm sleeping. And he has his hand like on the wall. He's swatting. And I moved out, and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, we got to save the lady from the burning building. We got to save her.
And you were just slowly like patting
Save
the
the
fire
lady.
out?
Yeah, he's trying to like, I guess, grab her out of, I don't know.
Were you like King Kong?
Yeah.
I guess.
You remember when I took all your pillows and threw them?
Yeah, he woke up one night and like looked at me because he will sit up in his sleep, have his eyes wide open, have a conversation with you as he's awake, and he's dead asleep. And so he sat up and grabbed one of my pillows and looked at it and threw it across the room, and grabbed another one and looked at it, threw it across the room. I think I was 6 months pregnant, and
They weren't the
and he
droids he
gets
was
another
looking
one.
for.
He said, "You're not gonna catch me with your traps, woman." And apparently, I was setting traps for him in his sleep.
I don't remember.
Yeah. The only one that I really remember that we had was, so we shared rooms a lot from being on tour or whatever, right? And oftentimes our bunking situations ended up with us having to share beds.
Yeah, I kissed Brandon on the neck thinking he was you.
Yeah, he would do a lot of snuggling.
Yeah,
and
so the situation was never ideal, but when I pulled the short straw and ended up having to share a bed with Danley in the middle of the night, he sits straight up and he's like, Westerby.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck is going on? He's like, oh, it's Westerby. So I was like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. And he points out, he's like, it's Westerby. And then slams his head back down on the pillow and like rolls over. Well, the next morning at breakfast, he is just in a mood.
Yeah.
Like, And he's so angry. And I was like, hey, man, how are you doing? He's like, oh, what the heck? Just going on. So we're eating breakfast. And I was like, you sat up straight in the bed, like in the middle of the night last night, and started screaming about Westerby. And he's like, yeah, and you didn't know what I was talking about. I was like, right. Do you know what you're talking about? And he was like, I have no idea. I have no idea. He was like, it was very important in my dream. And so for years, that was your nickname.
Still around.
Called Westerby.
I remember I was chatting with you one night, like on IM, and he was sleeping, and he was like, the Jello Springs. Look it up. It's important. Jello Springs. And I was like, your friend's losing his mind. He said, hey, look it up. He usually knows what he's talking about.
Westerby is actually a river in England.
Yeah.
We ended up finding.
It was also the nickname of our baby until we knew a name.
Yeah, it was Baby Westerby. Yeah, that's right. So do I do anything in my sleep?
No, I sleep pretty hard. So whatever you do, I wouldn't know.
Favorite cereal? Go.
Yeah.
I don't really eat cereal.
I don't either. Cereal sucks.
But I do like Fruity Pebbles.
Breakfast
Fruity Pebbles
is not great.
I like peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Okay, rank.
His breakfast is good.
Lunch, breakfast, and
my
dinner.
breakfast is good.
Yeah, he makes
I only am
breakfast.
able to usually eat once a day, and that's in the evening.
Okay, so what would you choose? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Food-wise?
Sure.
No.
Breakfast food.
Yeah, which breakfast flour is your favorite?
Well, like, what time do you eat? I can't eat in the morning, but I like breakfast food.
Yeah.
So I eat breakfast for dinner a lot. Not a lot, sometimes.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
All of the above.
I'm a dinner man.
I like food.
Dinner, lunch, breakfast.
Wow.
Oh, man. I love breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast food's the best.
I get my 2-ounce shot of pure cranberry juice. And then I'll have like a half a dozen eggs and a bowl of oatmeal. It's great. It's a good breakfast.
Grape.
I like to make breakfast tacos.
Yeah, breakfast tacos are good. Especially now since we get that,
or breakfast sandwiches.
So a friend of mine from Canada that I worked with sent me Danny Trejo's Trejo's Tacos cookbook. Oh. Even if you don't like the way he makes the tacos, the seasonings are absolutely incredible. Just make the seasonings and put it with whatever.
It's so yummy.
We've had a lot of enjoyment out of that. It's been quite nice. Well, all right, ladies, we're coming to the end of the interview, and we end all of our interviews with a segment called Controlled Rowdiness. These are going to be rapid-fire questions you can answer as quickly or at length as you wish. The ways these have worked in our mom episode, the dad-isode, and now with our wives, is that whichever one of us asks the question, that person's wife has to answer first, and then the other. So when Danley asks a question, Heather, you have to answer first, so on. And there we go. Danley, you want to get us rolling with Controlled Rowdiness for this evening?
Sure. What do you want to say to my ex-girlfriends?
I don't have anything to say to him. I won. You lose.
I
won. Kirsten, do you have anything you want to say to Danley's ex-girlfriends?
To Danley's ex-girlfriends?
Yeah, I want distance.
This is the only thing that was playing my mind. I was like, this is a funny question.
Yeah, no, do you have anything you'd say to my ex-girlfriends?
I do.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
I've chased them away way before the wonderful one came around.
Anyway, go ahead. Answer the question.
Thanks for making me look good.
there you go.
Good one.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. You can be any Ninja Turtle. Who is it?
Donatello. Yeah. Purple.
Michelangelo.
Yeah, you've always liked Mikey.
All right.
Mikey is fun.
Yeah.
I think that's fitting.
A lot.
Yes.
And he's just like, oh, that's me.
Yeah, I like it.
Lipstick, lip balm, or stain your lips?
New question. I don't care for makeup that much.
Okay.
I really like
stuff.
I really like the tinted chapstick.
Why?
It's a jam.
Why do women want to cut their hair off when they have kids?
Because the babies pull on it, and we have a lot to do. We don't get a lot of sleep. And if you don't want to wear your hair in a big old messy bun all the time, shorter is easier.
Yeah.
They grab, pull.
But did they know that we don't like it as much?
It doesn't matter. Are you helping them?
Huh?
Are you helping them throughout the night and everything?
Oh,
No.
no, I gotta sleep.
Yeah. Let the woman have short hair when she got toddlers.
Okay.
Leave her alone. Unless she shaves it bald.
So
then
personally, when my hair gets super long, my hair's really thick, so it's heavy. So I can imagine like having a child and pulling on your hair. And if I keep my hair up, if it's really long and I keep it up all day, you get a headache.
Yep.
And I would much rather have it shorter. And, you know, this is a good length, but not like down to my waist, and be able to like have it manageable and not like be in pain.
Yeah.
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 I understand why. I just hate it.
Well, it doesn't last long, and hair grows back. So.
This is true. Okay. Least favorite thing we've ever done.
Me and you?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
There's been a lot of them.
Like date or
No,
it
like
could be date
I
or,
can't
or
think
anything.
of anything.
It's not like some show I've forced you to watch or some board game I've forced you to play or.
I mean, but nothing like stands out as like my least favorite thing. Like nothing. I can't think of anything that I was like, oh, this is terrible. I never want to do it again. That's how I talk whenever I don't
thumped
like
her in the
things.
head one time. That was
Yes. Okay, but that's different. That's something that you did to me, and not something we did together. You thumping me in the head. We had a very serious. I was
Your head was there.
present. That's
true.
different. But yes, I guess if we can count that, that is definitely it. I don't like to be thumped in the head.
That was.
Don't let him know your secrets.
Oh no,
He
that wasn't
already
a secret
knows,
for
and
very
that was
long.
a serious conversation. And then he got to learn how to properly apologize.
Did I have to be very specific? I was like, I'm sorry for what?
Yeah, you can't
I
just
was
say
like,
I'm sorry
for what just happened.
need
And she's
to
like, no, you need to be
identify.
specific.
Yes.
You're sorry that you what? It's like, I'm sorry, I thumped you in the head. No, I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I would rather you just never do it again than just say sorry. Like,
Sorry. All right.
Okay, Heather.
Least favorite thing you and Danley have ever done together?
Hospital stays.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I have fun with you pretty much anywhere we go. So.
that's right.
Yep. Word. I can't think of anything else.
Word to your mama.
I'm drawing a blank. I had a good one. Apple or Android?
Well, I have Apple now.
Yep.
Kirsten, Apple or Android?
Yeah, Apple, because I'm a hero,
Hey, there you go.
not a villain.
That's true. Yeah, you know that's a rule, right?
I've got
Villains
it.
are
I've
not
got one.
allowed to use iPhones.
Yeah, villains can't use iPhones in movies or in television shows. Only heroes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Go ahead.
Why are wives always not letting their husbands do cool things?
We want you alive. What's the cool thing you want to do that we don't let you do?
I want you to let me have a Thor's hammer.
So get one.
I've got 2.
Okay.
I've never stopped
Scoreboard?
you from that. Next, what was the other thing I haven't let you do?
Oh, wait, hang
I
on.
don't know.
Okay.
There's really nothing. No, you're pretty cool. You let me do pretty much whatever I want to, except for getting a motorcycle.
Yep. All
And
right.
we've already discussed there's empirical evidence on why I shouldn't have one, so we don't need to rehash that.
So
Don't bring it up on every episode.
last question. When is the moment that you have been most proud of your husband so far in your marriage?
You make me proud all the time. Like, truly. You're a very dedicated person, and I told you that at like the beginning of our relationship. That's something that I really admire. You're super ambitious, and you make me proud all the time, baby. I love you.
I love you too.
Yeah, you're a big fat jerk. The fat head.
Sorry. It's just because my ginormous ears are covered with these headphones.
Yes. Okay, me next.
No pressure. The proudest I've been of you. I just think for me, a big thing is having people like stick around through thick and thin. Usually, there's a lot of hard stuff, and I've lost close people who said they were going to be there and they weren't. And you've had every opportunity not to stay. We got married really young. I got sick really young with an incurable disease, so it's been a roller coaster, but you've been with me. I can't tell you how many people have been like, I was so surprised that Danley stuck around, and he was so young. Like, that's awesome. Not a lot of men would do that, so it makes me happy. And you're a great father for a son.
Well, thank you. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. I agree with most of what Heather said.
Just being surprised.
I have a
Just
question.
being surprised. Oh,
Can we do? Oh, your mom just texted.
Okay, yeah, sure.
What is one thing that
Oh, crap.
That's not the way this
we
works.
could
See,
we
this
could
is what
change.
psychology
Listen,
is doing to her psychology class.
Let her
this
talk.
is a genuine question that I want to know. What is one thing that I could change that would make your life better, easier?
Boy, that's loaded. Wow. I feel like I'm a man that's just surrounded by bear traps.
No, this is a genuine question.
That could make what's one thing you could do to make my life better and easier?
Yeah.
I don't know. Feed the chickens? No, like that's
I
not
seriously gave up on the chickens.
that's
We
not
had so
entirely
many
true.
die. I had to like separate myself. I was like,
We lost so many chickens.
so many. It's so sad.
We're gonna write a book about
But now
how
they're
all our
thriving,
dogs
and it's all because of
Chicken
Tim.
combustion.
Yeah,
It smells delicious.
They're also so stinky.
Smells like
and
the
there's
kernels
lots of
back there,
flies.
just a spontaneous chicken
Birds
combustion.
poop a lot, and it's gross.
This is true. I think the one thing, and it's not that it would make my life easier. This is going to be a sappy answer, just so you know. If we could both get up early.
Yeah.
And I know that our schedules are weird, but when I'm in routine, I'm normally like I'll be asleep by like midnight, 12:30, but then I'm also up by 5:30. And I know that not everybody can do that.
I can't do that.
No. But
I might just have to get used to like going to bed before you, if that's something, because I wish I could get up earlier, but then we go to bed at 1:00 and I need to sleep until at least 8.
Yeah, but it's not that would make my life easier.
Well, it would give us
it's
more
just
time
that's
together
it.
to
It would
do
just give us
stuff.
more time
Yeah.
to do stuff because
Yeah.
there's so many things that you can do before the day starts.
For real.
And lately when I'm in routine, I'm up at 5:30. I'm at the gym by 5:45, 6 o'clock, and work out. I'm done by 7:15. I'm home, make breakfast, and then I'm out on the back porch and reading just as the sun's coming up and enjoying it and letting the dogs run around and that's awesome. But there are while it's really nice to have these moments where I can steal away that I'm in my routine and this is some time that I've got to myself and sort of set myself up about the day, that there are also times when we've both gotten up early and we've gotten to go walk the dogs together or whatever, and those are just moments that I really cherish because there's nobody's texting us, nobody's trying to call us that early, like there's no pressure to do anything until 9 o'clock, and so you got this moment where the rest of the world's kind of resting where we can do whatever we want, and I've always enjoyed that when that's happened.
We had that actually earlier this week. We both went to go have labs done because we're both old.
Yeah.
And it was 6:45 or something. The sun wasn't up yet, and I had the moment in the car. I was like, this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I also get up earlier. There's sometimes I get in a routine of getting up very early, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
that's nice.
But nobody asked me anything, so.
Well, isn't it? That's how it works. Where you ask the question, and then your person
now
answers
you have
first,
to,
and
you have
then
to
you
answer. What things can Kirsten do to make your life easier?
No, different.
Do the bloody dishes.
Not well. I don't know. I will if I'm in the mood.
No.
Sometimes I like to clean.
I don't know. I actually really like your
That's
answer.
a hard question.
Getting up early, because I do for work, and I mean you take him to school, but sometimes you go back to sleep and. You're in a rough spot because you need
sometimes I don't get any
you
sleep
need a
at
deeper
night.
rest.
Yeah, it's different.
I don't know. It's a hard question.
Well, hey, you folks that are watching and listening, you know what?
Vote down at the bottom.
Vote
write in some things.
Like this has been a fun episode. We've got to chat with our wives about some fun stuff and some funny stuff. But these are the kind of really important questions. Somebody, I think you earlier said when we were talking about, I was like, I endorse marriage. I think, and you're like, yeah, if you love a person. But I think one of the things we found out early on in our marriage, because it's still very young, we're at 18 months, is that love is not enough. Love is very, very, very important, but it is also, if you look at it only as a feeling, that it's a fleeting thing.
Yeah.
And love is certainly a key and an essential point of any strong relationship, and and especially a marriage. But there's more to it than just that. And questions like this, like what can I do to make your life easier?
Good communication is one of the biggest keys. If you don't have it, there's been so many times that I'm like, I really don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about it. But I know I know that if we sit down and just, fine, whatever, let's just talk about it for a few minutes, and then we move on. We can get on the same page of whatever's going on and move on. But if we don't, then my anxiety just goes crazy because I'm like, well, we need to do this, but I haven't talked to him about it yet, and we're not on the same page. And once we're on the same page, things work better for me.
Yeah, but you're very supportive, and you love, me and my son and all of our animals, and so that is a difficult question because I'm sure there are 1,000 little things, but overall, you do a great job. So I don't know.
Well, thank you.
Getting up early, doing the dishes because I make a mess. So just being okay that I leave my clothes on the floor, just be okay with that. We're good.
That'd be it.
Pick them up.
So this summer I had to work at camp. It was the first time that this has happened. And I was driving back and forth between Denton and Fort Worth, and I was having to get up really early and over and over and over again.
He was such a trooper.
And it was really rough. And I had one morning where I was struggling especially hard, to get up. And I knew because everything kind of depended on me to get this one thing done. I had to be in Fort Worth, which is about a 45-minute drive from me. And all week I had these fears that I was going to be late. And on this particular day, I had dreamed that I was late, and so I woke up at like 1 o'clock, and I was like, not a big deal. So I went back to sleep, woke up at 3 o'clock, and I was like, no, it's not time yet. Not a big deal. And then when I had that sort of dream again of the fact that I couldn't get up and like I was running behind, my body was like, no, this isn't it. You don't have to wake up for anything. You're fine. And then all of a sudden I got into a car wreck in my dream, and boom, I was awake. And and it was just enough time to make it there on time.
Perfect.
So yeah, my body was like, what can we do? We've tried you're late. And they're like, no, kill him. So, so there you go. My subconscious killed me so that I would be up in time to preach.
Well, ladies, thank you for joining. The last step of presents that we're showering you with is a tomahawk steak meal.
Yeah, so that'll be dinner tonight.
We're gonna go eat right after this.
So hey, make sure that you ask your spouses the important questions. What can you do to make the relationship better? And not just that. Make sure that
why come you won't let me have a motorcycle?
Why come you won't let me have a motorcycle? Why are you always never doing this for me? Thank you guys for watching the Reverend and the Reprobate. Treasure your spouses as holiday season comes up. It's often a trying time as you're trying to juggle other family stuff. Remember, the person you married is the most important person in your life.
That's right.
All right.
Underbreath.
And bye.
Right, yeah. Not Danley.
Yeah, that's true. But I just wanted to.
But he's also a person.
Hi, I am Heather, Danley's wife, and this is why. Let me restart that one. No.
I'm Heather, Danley's wife, and I'm swishing in my chair.
Oh my gosh, I hate this.
It really puts you on the spot. It's like,
I don't like it. Okay. Hi, I'm Heather, Danley's wife, and this is why you should never listen to the Reverend and the Reprobate, because the reprobate doesn't wash his feet with soap.
The soap falls on your feet.
It doesn't.
Ooh. All right. You're up.
Hi, I am Kirsten Pinkard, and this is why you should never listen to the Reverend and the Reprobate, because I don't.
That's
Killer.
That's honest. Killer. Honest.